Hello and welcome back to the lesson. The subject is meetings. Today we continue with the topic members meetings. And today we're going to study the various methods of holding company meetings. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the methods of holding company meetings. And there are 4 methods. That is the face-to-face method, number 1. Number 2, you have virtual meetings. Number 3, hybrid meetings. Then there is what we call meetings by circular resolution, also known as written resolutions. So those are 4 methods of holding company meetings. These are the methods that we use in the modern corporate world. In the modern corporate world, meetings, the way meetings are conducted has evolved from the traditional physical gatherings to more flexible technology-driven formats. Traditionally, the meetings were purely physical. Today, the landscape is changing. And the method chosen must be supported by the company's Articles of Association and also comply with the Companies Act. So the primary methods are 4. 1 is the physical. Number 1, physical or face-to-face. Face-to-face or physical meeting. This is the first method to hold a company meeting face-to-face. It is the traditional method where members or directors are physically present at a designated venue. And if the members are many, then they may need to have a physical address. Okay? They may need to have a specific physical address. A specific physical address must be provided in the notice. When sending a notice of a general meeting, then within that notice, it has specifically state where the meeting would be held, the specific physical location or address. One advantage of such a meeting is that it allows for better networking, non-verbal communication, and easy handling of physical documents. But one downside of such a meeting is that it can be expensive. It can also inconvenience the shareholders, especially those living in different geographical regions. That's the first type of meeting or method of meeting, physical. Number 2, the second one is known as virtual or electronic. Virtual or electronic. Virtual or electronic meetings. A virtual meeting is held entirely through an electronic platform like Zoom, like Microsoft Teams, or a specialized portal with no physical value. Purely virtual, purely electronic. Understand? So the platform candidates must allow for simultaneous participation. If you have a virtual platform, then it has to allow for simultaneous participation, meaning members must be able to hear the proceedings and speak in real time at the same time. You should hear and speak in real time. That's what we mean by simultaneous participation. Simultaneous participation. I should know if I'm attending that meeting from this location, I should be able to hear other members from other locations, and they should also be able to hear me as I talk. But it's important to note that these virtual meetings gained traction during the COVID-19. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, many jurisdictions, including Kenya, updated their laws or sought court orders to explicitly allow virtual-only meetings for public companies. Understand? And one advantage of virtual meetings is that they are cost-effective. They also increase participation for international stakeholders. Then number 3, we have what we call hybrid meetings. Hybrid meeting combines the features of a physical and a virtual. As the name suggests, this is a combination of both physical and virtual formats. It's a combination. Some members, usually the board and a few shareholders, are at a physical place, while others join via a secure video audio link. So you may have all the directors or the board in one room, plus a few shareholders. Then the rest of the members join virtually. So it combines both physical and virtual features of holding a meeting. And this hybrid meeting is becoming the gold standard for large organizations, as it offers maximum inclusivity while maintaining a physical hub for the meeting. So large complex organizations prefer the hybrid meeting. It is now becoming a standard gold. Then the last method of holding company meetings is meetings by circular resolution. Meetings by circular resolution. Meeting by circular resolution. Meeting by circular resolution. These are written resolutions. Written. Now, what do we mean by meetings by circular resolutions? Now, in certain scenarios, primarily in private companies, a formal gathering may not be necessary at all. So what happens then? If you don't have a physical meeting or a virtual meeting, or there is no hybrid meeting, written resolutions means that you may still have a meeting or the effects of a meeting without necessarily having a physical meeting. And how does it happen? We are saying a formal gathering may not be necessary, particularly for the private companies. The process here is that a resolution is drafted and sent to all members. A resolution is drafted, a decision or a resolution is just drafted without necessarily meeting. Then it is dispatched to the members. If the required majority, it could be 100% depending on the articles. If they sign the document or the resolutions, then it has the same effect as a resolution that is passed at a physical meeting or virtual meeting or hybrid meeting. So the resolutions are sent. Then, depending on the articles of association, which may require maybe 100% or 75% or whichever percentage, if the members sign, then the resolutions have the same effect as if the members had a physical meeting, a virtual meeting, or a hybrid meeting. But it should be noted that this method usually cannot be used to remove a director. You cannot use such a method to remove. There are restrictions. Not all resolutions can be through written resolutions. No. This method cannot be used to remove a director. It cannot be used to remove an auditor. There are restrictions. The method cannot be used to remove the director or an auditor before expiry of their term, because those actions require a formal hearing. Before you remove a director, before the expiry of their term, they have a right to be heard formally. So these are 4 methods of holding a company meeting. And just like any meeting as we've been discussing candidates, there are what we call critical compliance factors. Not part of our lesson, but let's go into it. Critical compliance factors. Compliance factors, regardless of the method that is being used. Regardless of the method being used, the corporate secretary must ensure, first of all, identification. 1, identification. Before the meetings are conducted, there has to be a robust way to verify that the person logging in or attending is actually the member or the shareholder. Identification. Whether it is online or physical, there has to be proper identification. It is also quorum. It is quorum number 2. It's a critical compliance factor. The company secretary should ensure that the technology counts attendees in real time to maintain a legal quorum. Number 3, there is what we call voting integrity. Voting integrity. Regardless of the meeting, voting integrity has to be maintained. There ought to be a secure method for voting that prevents double voting or prevents unauthorized access, especially when it comes to virtual meetings. Then number 4, accessibility. 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 That means ensuring that the chosen method doesn't unfairly exclude members who might not have high-speed internet or technical expertise. Accessibility. So these are 4 critical factors, and that is the end of our today's lesson on methods of conducting company meetings. There are 4 key methods: physical or face-to-face method, virtual or electronic method, hybrid meetings, then there is meeting by circular resolution or meetings by written resolutions. That's the end of our today's lesson. God bless you. Bye-bye.